Alright, so this is just a video going over how controlling works now on Stats Matters 1.1. This is an update that's currently on test server. I guess I'll start off by going into my stats to show you how I spec'd. I went after my crits, so I got critical power chance and critical power magnitude, and then I put 60 skill points in vitalization, so that gave me 386 vite, and I put 50 in dominance, and that gave me 217 dominance. And after that, I'm pretty sure I put some in power, so I put like 12 in power, and that gave me 745 power. Okay, so in super speed, I got the breakout restraints and recoveries and all that because I do like gaining power back when I do break out. My weapon of choice is hand blasters, and I'll be using I like using a solar flame as a way to build power because it doesn't seem from what I'm seeing, Pulse Beam doesn't seem to build supercharge or give more power than Solar Flame necessarily. They seem to be just about the same in the amount of power and supercharge they build. So I didn't master any weapons because weapon mastery seems to be trash, and it doesn't even give you the mastery part of your weapon mastery no longer gives you a crit or power reduction, and it doesn't give you any power back. So it's not really worth using as far as I know. And also in my gear, I have fully modded, so I went all the way straight Vite in yellows. I did Vite Dom in greens and Vite Dom in I went Vite Dom in greens, and then I did Vite Precision in the red. And I don't know why my legs are also blue socketed. I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but I just did Vite Dom in my legs. And I have white mods. I have all my white mods. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as my gear and stats. I say the biggest changes with how controlling works now is POT is now passive. Like it's not something you need to cast anymore. It'll just always be running. This means Terror Tendrils, because I'm mental at the moment. Terror Tendrils used to be a POT move. It is no longer that. So I'll just go into my loadouts to show you. So yeah, Terror Tendrils only applies a PI. It's no longer a POT move. And TK is no longer a POT move. It just applies a PI. So PI being power interaction. Phantom Flames is no longer a hard stun as far as I can tell. At least when I'm using it, like it only stuns initially, and then the whatever you targeted breaks out right afterwards. It could be my dominance, but I'm thinking it's not because um, Horrific Visage stuns for like 3 to 4 seconds, like it usually did. So it still works the same way. But Phantom Flames is a damage debuff. So, and it works, in my opinion, it works better than Cryo because all Cryo does is it roots. And where's Cryo? There it is. All this does is it roots, and the ads will still be able to range you. So at least this has an initial stun. I mean, they'll break out right afterwards, but it has the initial stun. And Pyrokinesis is the heal debuff, so you can run all three debuffs in the same loadout. That's a cool thing about having a passive power over time. But the negative thing is maybe you liked throwing POT, maybe you enjoyed it, maybe it made controlling far more active, maybe you like the double POT that you could time every now and then. If you did, then you'll probably have a problem with that. Horrific Visage. Now this one's interesting. It's now like a controller defense debuff, and it's also a supercharged generator, which means because it's a debuff that's actually worth using, it's worth having in the loadout. But on top of that, as a supercharged generator, it'll give you a chunk of supercharge, about like 20 to 25% whenever you hit it. So it'll help you build your way to a bastion really quickly. So that's pretty cool. And it still ghost ads, and the ads, it still works the same way as it does on live, where you'll ghost one ad and then it'll spread the ghosting to the rest of them. So still works the same way. Psychic empowerment. This is one of the negatives about this update. So all of this stuff is still subject to change. Keep that in mind. Psychic empowerment has a longer cooldown than it does on live game. So that means you won't be able to spam it, and because of that, because of not being able to spam it, you may not be able to solo troll raids. TK shield is still a protective shield. You use it to pick people up. It still works really well, and it lasts a decent amount of time. Bastion is still a group shield, still works well, still restores power. So now I'll be testing out the I'll be showing you how the stuns work. So let's go into the this area where the ads are. I think first off I should show you like how much POT I have, because I have 14,983 Vite, which I guess for a 173 compared to live game, it sounds high, but it's not, because my POT isn't going to be that high. Like, it's not going to be as high as you think it's going to be. So let me just dump some power. Alright, so my POT is like 500 to like 30, and it's weird because it fluctuates. I don't know if this is how POT works in live game, but it seems to fluctuate between 490 and like 530. So that's kind of strange, but it does like restore really fast. So maybe there's a benefit to that. I don't know. A benefit to it being lower than it would on live game. So now I'm just gonna hit the ads with some debuffs. Like on live game, pyrokinesis would not pyrokinesis, but phantom flames would usually not only stun the ad, but it would set it on fire, making it like try to dust off the fire to like try to like snuff it out. And that animation would be the hard stun. That would mean like it would be stunned for about 3 to 4 seconds. Now it's just an initial stun. I don't like that. Again, I don't think it's my dominance, because you don't even see like the animation where it actually gets set on fire. That animation's not there anymore. So pyrokinesis itself is not even well, it is a stun. It's an initial stun, but after that they break out and they start going after you. Cool thing is it does pretty crazy damage. This would have been a problem pre-GU36, because I know Pyro used to override, but I'm pretty sure they removed all of those issues with every power. So as a troll, you'll probably be able to do a lot of damage with Pyro, and you'll be able to also heal debuff at the same time. So I'll now use Horrific Visage. As you can see, it restored like a chunk of supercharge, and I'll probably do it one more time before I end this video, because maybe you didn't see it. I mean, I'll spend Bastion and hit it again. But yeah, pyrokinesis, not pyrokinesis, but Horrific Visage, still capable of ghosting ads. Right now they're resisting because I just hit him with it, but a good opportunity to test TK Shield, just to show you how it still works really well. I'm almost dead and it kept me alive. But now I'll just take the L and just lose. I think next I'll test Bastion, and then I'll hit Horrific Visage one more time. I'll test Bastion around a large group of ads, because it's considered a very powerful shield, since it is a controller group shielding. Yeah, let's go over here. I think 4 should be plenty. Let's get these 2. Let's not die before I get to hit it though. Alright, here we go. It's active. And there was 4 targets, and it still took a decent amount of time before it broke. And I'm just gonna die. Alright, so now I'll go and hit Horrific Visage, and to show you how much supercharge you get from it. It's about 25% super. I'd say about more along the lines of like 20%. And it'll help you build your way to a Bastion really quick. So this should mean that if you're because I'm pretty sure all controller powers are going to get this treatment. So it should mean that if you're like any controller power, whenever those powers hit test server and have the stats matter implemented, it should mean like everyone should be able to run a group shielding throughout an entire raid, especially if you use 2 trolls. I'm assuming we're gonna have to use 2 trolls, but that's if people don't run the optimal loadouts for like conserving power and being able to still put out great damage. So if people don't do that, then you're probably gonna need 2 trolls, but if they do, then you won't Okay, so now I'll start off by just, man, I hit, this is too many ads, but pay attention to my bar. As you can see, I gained like 20%, and it did ghost them, so that's, and it spreads like a virus, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I think that's like all I need to show as far as how controlling works now. It's still pretty straightforward. Negatives would be the increased cooldown on the recharge for mental, and it's going to be like this for every power, assuming they don't change it, so you won't be able to spam. The cool thing is though, like, for whatever reason, when you do recharge, you get your power back, so it recharges yourself as well, so that'll help you not run out of power too quickly as a troll. And also, a positive is horrific visage being not only mandatory but like a really great thing to have on your loadout. Negative being phantom flames no longer being a hard stun. Pyrokinesis is, I don't know, it feels like it works the same way as it always did. I could be wrong. Also, you could, I think there's another healer debuff, at least I hope so, because it seems like Pyro uses a lot of power. I would hope there's another one. Might not be though. Pyro. Yeah, I guess there isn't. Yeah, I guess there isn't another healer debuff. You'll have to stick with Pyro. Okay, so Pyro still uses, Pyro uses quite a large chunk of power, but I mean, how often will you actually have to throw a healer debuff? So that's not really a big issue. Actually, I think it uses the same amount of power as everything else. In fact, it looked like Phantom Flames uses more power. Yeah, it definitely does. Holy crap. Okay, so you might want to use Cryokinesis instead of Phantom Flames because Cryo probably uses less power than Phantom. So let me just put that back on. Alright. It definitely uses less power. So that's good. Alright. So yeah, this would probably be what a normal mental trolling loadout would look like. And I hope this video helps you have a decent idea of what to expect. Again, lots of things are still subject to change, and if I have time, I'll try to like update you on what's changed. But if I don't, then at least you get to see like what's going on test server at the moment. So I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. Peace.